Welcome back to the Morning Blend. Have you ever wanted to be your own boss? Today, ways that dream could become a reality, and it's actually easier to own your own business than you might think. Meg Schmitz knows. She's a seasoned business coach and consultant who focuses on franchising. She is the owner of Take the Leap Franchising. Good morning to you, Meg.
Hi again, Molly. How are you?
I'm good. It's wonderful to see you. And I would love to know, because it seems like there's more and more conversation about this now with the great resignation happening in our country. What's hot in franchising? What trends are you seeing?
So what's interesting about the great resignation or great reevaluation, retirement, et cetera, there's so many people who still have a lot of gas in the tank. They're kind of like the stallion locked in the barn and looking for a way to diversify and expand and make more money, really. What is hot is kind of interesting right now. It's self-care is what's hot, whether you're thinking about emotional care or Botox, cryotherapy, facials. People like right now, we're looking at ourselves on the camera all the time and realizing that, hey, maybe we could look a little better, feel a little better after the COVID-20 that a lot of people gained. So what's hot right now is really self-care.
Interesting. And not just self-care, because we so often talk about it for women, but for men too, right?
That was a real eye-opener for me at my conference. How many of the companies I represent are watching the metrics on the male consumer base and the increases that are coming. They're just as vain as we are. So
we didn't say that, right?
There's plenty of ego to go around, but we're so much more visible now versus pre-pandemic when we were on the phone more doing business with each other. So there are a lot of businessmen or just call it what you will, partners who are looking at each other and saying, man up, let's look better.
Hell, I love it. It's so fascinating, too, how things change. One of the things I always wonder, because there are local shops and stores that many of us see, and we think, oh, that's a franchise I could be interested in. Do you share specific brands that are hot or trending or that are a good buy?
When I'm talking to, say, your viewers when they call in and we have a conversation, what I usually do is ask them, what are they excited about? What consumer habits do they have themselves? I talk about specific brands once I've gotten an idea from the individual, what the framework might look like. What are they interested in their role in owning the business more so than the widget? But I do talk about specific brands once I can dial in and really understand why they want to own a business and why a franchise would suit them. Then I really can break it down into very specific brand names.
It seems like everything's moving so fast and changing quite a bit. And I wonder, how do you help people grab sort of the best brands? Or if you think that there's a good match, how do you help people connect with that?
Yeah, frankly, I address fear and concern about what people are hearing in the media regarding the economy, recession, fuel costs. Are they afraid? If people are afraid, it's not the right time. I just need to continue to feed them information so that they can get accuracy on what consumer trends really are. So the long story short is what my candidates need to be able to do is to follow my lead. I'm a business owner. I've been a franchise investor and an independent business owner for a very long time. So I've got my finger on the pulse. I need people to trust me in moving rapidly through a decision process. We're not going to skip any steps, but it's a competitive market out there, just like the job market, and you have to be decisive about what you want.
Yeah, I would think, the same thing is very true of buying a home, for example, a large purchase. I would think that it would be very similar to buying a business that you're really interested in that's hot, for example. I always wonder, too, when we're talking about this, I think everybody imagines themselves, like, could I own a business? What do you say when people say who should own a business?
Well, number one is confidence in making that decision and confidence that you can be the boss. Every now and then I'll get people who really don't want any employees. And I've got solutions for that where you can be a business owner without employees. That's kind of a hot ticket right now with people who are worried about the labor market. But there are just so many great opportunities right now. It's Molly, and your analogy about about buying a home, particularly in this marketplace, you've got to be decisive. So who should own a business? I could get into greater detail, but your viewership really is an ideal base, conservative, money savvy, looking for diversity, confident in their management capabilities, but also very desiring of diversification and to build wealth. And there are a lot of different ways to define wealth, but that's really who I'm looking to work with.
And one of the things I always think about whenever I talk to you is if people think this sounds too good to be true, we know that it's not. You're a living example. You talked about being a business owner. You help people connect with this. So if you think it's too good to be true, it's not. It's something that's definitely worth talking through because there's no cost to the person for your services, and it's free to just chat with you. So Meg, thank you so much. Always wonderful to see you.
Thank you, Molly.
Yeah, and Meg's services, again, are free to you for a no obligation 30-minute chat to discuss your level of interest and the possibility of owning a business. Open your mind. Call Take the Leap Franchising. It's 847-302-2601, or you can email Meg too at megschmitz.com, and she responds because I've emailed her.